Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 21 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout, Israel Adesanya!
Strategy is defined as a plan of action designed to achieve a particular aim. Finding your winning strategy can happen overnight or can take years to develop. Here on the STRATS podcast, I hang out with athletes, experts, entertainers, and adventurers, some old friends and some new, to hear how they found their edge in a particular field or for a particular event. Expect to hear about motivation, personal struggles and successes, and actionable advice for anyone looking to be better today than they were yesterday. My name is Charles Thorp. My work has allowed me to share stories from the best and the brightest, and I'm bringing those conversations here.
It's about this last round, who wants it more? And I remember looking across the cage from him and looking in his eyes. I said, you can't beat me. I'm prepared to die. What a glorious death. What a way to go out, on a big stage. But again, if I'm ready to die, guess what? I'm ready to kill.
That was UFC Middleweight Champion Israel Adesanya. And it's time for the STRATS podcast.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Over the years, preparing for a number of fights, has there been any exercise or movement or even mindset that's kind of changed you for the better, something that's completely changed your game that you've held on to?
Yeah, I recently started to do this breath work training with my guy Dave Wood in Auckland. He's from Piha in New Zealand. He's a very unique guy, and he kind of just gave me the red pill. But yeah, he showed me the way. He opened my eyes to the way we breathe and perform while we breathe. And just even living and breathing, because a lot of people mouth breathe, they don't even realize it, just like, and they don't even realize they're doing that just naturally. They're not even athletes. So once he showed me, then I was able to unlock that, and now I breathe. You watch the fight. I was tight-lipped the whole time. It was all nasal breathing. I went to gear 3 maximum. That, I think, was one of the biggest things I've done in the last. I started for the last fight. So since I've been working with him closely for probably 9-10 months now.
What do the 5 minutes leading up to your walkout look like? Where are you going mentally? Where are you thinking about?
5 minutes leading up to the walkout. We've just finished our last hard pad hit out before we walk out, and then I'm just pacing around the room in my own pace, zoning in. I'm just honing into myself, activating myself, almost activating that mode, you know what I mean? And then I've done it so many times now that I know how to activate myself and get comfortable in it. So yeah, it doesn't take long for me. It doesn't take long for me at all. And then you get to the walk outside into the tunnel, and then you start to have the UFC, staff letting you know, placement. Okay, we're walking 30, and then you hear track play. Cool. And then 20. And I've already drilled this so many times. Yeah. And I've drilled it in my head with 10, 9, and the count of 6, 5, 3, 2, walk. Boom. And then you make that walk. And I did my walkout before 7 hours before the fight. When I went to watch my teammates fight, I practiced my walkout and the prep point and the announcement just to kind of get a feel. So when I went out there, it just felt the same. It was just deja vu.
How has your nutrition and any supplementation evolved over the years when it comes to your diet?
My nutrition. Jeff knows I'm one of the healthiest people in the world. I'm vegan and gluten-free. That's a lie.
I've seen you enjoying a few things.
Yeah, I get around. My nutrition, I like to enjoy life. I love to enjoy life. And food is one of the great equalizers when it comes to this world. This is one thing I look forward to when I come to America, is just the food. No matter how sometimes unhealthy or disgusting it is, I love it. Oh my God, I love it. USA. Fucking love the food here, man. This is why I'm glad I have my genetics, my metabolism, because I don't put on weight that easily. But if I did, we'd have a problem, big problem. But yeah, I just eat whatever I want. When it's camp, I try and eat relatively healthy. When it gets closer, like 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out, then I start to dial it down. Not with the portions too much, but with the cut back on the excess stuff like the Uber Eats and whatnot. And then fight week, I have a nutritionist, Jordy, from the Fight Dietitian. He's the guy, and he just kind of just makes sure it just takes the guesswork out of it, because he's like a scientist with food, and he knows what to put in my body to optimize me completely.
Can you give me an example of something that maybe you wouldn't have tried by your own volition, but maybe you're enjoying now, or you can see the benefit it has?
I'm a big boy, but let me see. What's Jordy? I'm just surprised with Jordy. Whenever it's fight week, sometimes I look at the stuff that he wants me to eat. Am I allowed that? You sure? Because it tastes so good and it looks so good. And that's what you want when you have someone that's, cooking for you. The portions as well. Fun fact as well, fight day, I tend not to eat. I eat, but I tend not to eat till I'm full.
Interesting.
My body doesn't like it. My body doesn't like to be full. It likes to be starved a little bit. Something primal about that. Like, he knows. This is Jane Goodall, by the way. He's the guy that just watches me like his fucking study. Yeah, so he noticed, like, oh, see, you barely touch your breakfast. I'm like one of those kids.
Right.
Just goes, I'll pick at it a little bit during fight day. And this is because my body is focused on other things. Eating is the last thing on my mind. I have to earn my kill, if you know what I mean.
So I have to ask, what does it feel like to get sent a dish from The Rock?
Oh, that's awesome. It was awesome. And
Can you describe it?
He sent, this is that Brick French toast, the Rock toast. I think Brick's the company. I think that's the Rock chef's company, if I believe in. Man, that first bite, that was just like, because I didn't even use a knife to cut it. I literally just used a fork to cut it and then dunked it in that cream. Fuck, it was so good, man. It was so good. Honestly, it just melts in your mouth. And you look at it, it's thick, right? It's got all the coconut flakes and all that, but it's just the softness for me. It was just the softness. It was so good. Yeah, I want some more.
I mean, that just brings me to, of course, you've earned your way and then some in this fight game, and obviously people are paying attention to the UFC now more than ever. You're one of the biggest stars on the UFC. How does it feel to have some of these people, I'm guessing, you knew of or saw their movies or their TV shows now coming up to you, being a fan of you? Yeah,
it's crazy. That's one that I think it'll take a few meetings for me to get over is The Rock, because I watched him growing up through the Attitude Era of the WWE, and watching him on the mic just spiking dudes, just fucking them up on the mic and then fucking them up with the rock bottom. So for me, that I talk to him, I like to say he's a friend, not like we're saying we're best friends or anything, but like I consider him, a good industry friend. He's cool. He's just a cool, humble. I've met him here in New York once. He's just a cool, humble dude, and he just seems like he's very level-headed. And yeah, that one's one that'll take a while to get over, because young Izzy still freaks out like, I'm just talking to The Rock like it's nothing. Like, he's just cool. He's just a cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming closer and closer to that film and TV industry.
We already had some big deals, some big offers come through. Even in June last year, we had a big offer for a really, really, really big movie that's right up my alley. But then I didn't have an O1 visa, and I think you needed that to be able to, work as an actor. And the company couldn't delay filming, because I think if they delay filming by a day, that's $160K. So they had to go with someone else. It was a big opportunity, but I was like, oh, it's all right. I'd rather, he have it as well. Because, yeah, it's all for the greater good. But then now I have my O1 visa. So, yeah, just in case, we have to stay ready. You never know.
Yeah, stay ready for that exactly. Role. Who would be some of the people you'd want to square up against on screen?
On screen?
Fight-wise?
Fight-wise. This was actually one, like a speaking role fight scene. I don't want to say it because, again, I don't want to be name-dropping, but who would I square up against? Let me think. And this is a good question. Let me think. Square up against on screen. Tony Jaa would be fun. Tony Jaa from
Absolutely.
Ong Bak. And who else? Let me think one more. Even The Rock. I'd like to square up against him on screen. That'd be a cool.
I can see that.
Scene.
Yeah.
Like some kind of animated CGI superhero shit. That'd be fun. Yeah.
I love that, man. Yeah, I know that the entertainment and film and TV were some of the things that got you into this world and into this fight game. So how are you continuing with new shows, new movies that you watched? We talked about the anime a bit when we talked last too.
Yeah, my favorite shows, anime-wise, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Naruto, Death Note. These are all ones I've referenced. You can see through my fighting career. Toph is one of my favorite characters from Avatar. Rock Lee is one of my favorite characters from Naruto. That's where I got that pose from that is kind of synonymous with me now, the Rock Lee pose, the Rock Lee stance, being myself, being my authentic self. So little Easter eggs like that, I hope bring smiles to people's faces. And I watch anime because of the fight scenes, but Death Note has rarely any fight scenes. It was more about the plot twists and the games that were playing back and forth and just like besting each other with their minds. So for me, this fight, I felt like I had to be smarter than him. That's why I channeled L as a character I was going to use and draw strength from.
Who do you look back as actually the greatest challenge? Do you have that in your mind?
Yeah.
Who is actually
Kelvin Gastelum was the greatest challenge that I had because in the moment he posed the greatest threat to me. He made me have to like rise above myself, beyond, and just dig deep in myself and find that fighting spirit that I knew was within me. And I unlocked like the 6th gate or the 8th gate in that fight. It was just, it was a fight that changed my life forever.
Do you remember when you were under the most adversity, the actual moment during the fight that you needed to seize and become your greater self in that?
That was before the 5th round. This is like infamous for my career now. That was the one where, and this is the one where it was with 2-2 going into the 4th round. It's like some movie type shit. 2-2 going into the 5th round, 2 apiece, sorry. And it's about this last round. Who wants it more? And I remember looking across the cage from him and looking in his eyes. And I don't know if he could read my lips, but I said to him, I was like, "You're not going to beat me." I said, "You can't beat me. I'm prepared to die." And then I yelled this phrase before we engaged, "Ayabieku," and that means heart of a lion in Yoruba, in my native tongue. And that's what I did. I showed the heart of a lion, and I went at him. And I didn't just say that shit for like, people would look at that and be like, that's a fucking anime moment. This guy's such a protagonist in his own story. And I am. But when I said that, I meant that shit. Like when I said, I'm prepared to die, what a glorious death. What a way to go out, on a big stage. But again, if I'm ready to die, guess what? I'm ready to kill. So I meant that shit, because if I'm willing to give my life up, you're gonna have to give yours up as well, because I'm not doing this shit for free, or it's not one-sided. So yeah, but the ass whooping was, I went at him. It was a one-sided wash in the 5th round, and that's how I solidified myself as the champion. I feel like everyone has that in them. There's always a moment in someone's life where they're caused to rise to the occasion, but not a lot of people take that calling. A lot of people shy away from that because it's too much, it's too hard. Because even me in the 4th round, early on in the 4th round, you get negative self-talk. You hear that voice in your head, just like, "Oh, you've done enough," you rocked them, you did that cool spinning elbow, "Oh, you've dropped them. You look good. It's okay. You can just relax now." And I had to just say straight away I was like, "Shut up, I'm busy." That's what I said to myself in my head. Literally, I was like, "Shut up, I'm busy." And I kept on attacking him, because you can't have that kind of voice. Just like, it's like, do you remember him from Powerpuff Girls? Like, and it has that sultry voice. Is he a boy or girl? It was quite androgynous.
I don't remember. Yeah.
The name was him. Fucking hell. They were ahead of their time. Holy shit. Him.
That's a Reddit right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Reddit, figure it out. Is him a boy or a girl?
Get back to us.
Yeah. But yeah, that kind of voice, like real sultry, like, "It's okay. You've," like, you know what I mean? Just like that cat in Alice in Wonderland type vibe.
Right.
Yeah, but you just have to, "Hey, shut the fuck up, I'm busy." And I went back to work.
Obviously, you clearly won all these matches.
Yeah.
But there have been a lot of flags raised about the judging. Do you have personal opinions as far as UFC
Texas
judging?
definitely has, the commissions has some, in the past, some judging. The Gastelum fight, I was honest with myself, saying I was down. I wasn't down. It was 2 apiece. So I knew which rounds I lost. This fight, I have to watch back, and then I'll give you my honest assessment on what I think it was. But I knew I won the fight. I was not, and no doubt. But when our hands were being raised, I was confident, but I just didn't want to be overconfident in that moment. So I was just like, just cool, be cool. But I just knew I won that fight, and I could see in his face he was hoping, like, "Come on, please give it to me."
You mentioned, flying back fists and things like that. I talk to a lot of, stunt performers, people that you're probably fans of as well. And, they always have that one move that they want to execute on screen. Do you have moves like that you're still playing with to this day? Or what's your favorite one that you've actually scored in a actual fight in the UFC?
I'm trying to snatch someone's neck, to be honest. And I almost did a few times in my career. I did Brad Tavares' neck. I had Kelvin Gastelum's neck. I could have had Rob's neck. But again, I just didn't trust my instinct at the time. I should have gone with my gut. It was all there. I had the moves ready. I've drilled it so many times. But yeah, there's a few times. And I've just been doing it in training, just catching people in submissions and stuff. So I just know when the time's right, someone's going to get snatched.
What's the music playlist? What are you listening to?
Now, it's eclectic. I mean, Benny Bailey was one I was listening to on repeat right now called Mirrors. It's a piano piece. No lyrics, no nothing, just like a symphony. I think it's called Benny Bailey Mirrors, and that's one I've had on repeat. And it feels like New York, like old school, mafia New York. Wait, hold on, let me see if it's Benny. I want to get it right because I think I fucked. No, I'm pretty sure I got it. Benny Bailey's Mirrors. Let me see. And then we hear the saxophone or trumpet kick in. You know what I mean? It feels like New York. So I have this on repeat, and it's 6-7 minute song. So it just takes you on takes you on a journey. Yeah. It takes you on a journey. It's perfect for being in New York. This is the vibe. Yeah,
I love it, dude. I love that piece right there.
Yeah,
I'd love to just kind of hear, when it comes to what you do after a fight.
I look forward to my shower, like I said. That's like my sacred ritual after a fight, just because there's so much stimulus. You get dragged this way, medicals, get media with this person and this person, and go see Megan, and then go see Lauren, and go put for a press conference, and then go see the Australia and the Fox and this ESPN, and then when I finally get to the shower, again, it's just all that stimulus is just gone, and it's just you and your bare essentials and your thoughts. And I get to assess how I feel, how I'm feeling with myself, what is going on through my head, truly without any outside interactions or any kind of like bullshit. So yeah, that's my favorite ritual after a fight. And then eating. Wherever I'm at in the world or what city I'm in, I like to try the local cuisines and just chop life.
People want to see you in that octagon almost immediately after you fight, clearly. So I'm sure recovery, getting your body assessed and making sure that all the pieces are working 100% has got to be huge. So can you just tell me a little bit about, your recovery regimen, the things that you implement either during training and after fight?
Yeah, I like to do prehab. So I have a massage therapist, a physiotherapist, and a chiropractor that I see once a week during fight camp, just to, because I'm 32 now. I know I look fresh, young. I keep myself, looking good. My body isn't the way it was when I was 23, and I still feel young, don't get me wrong, but I just know the way I recover now isn't the way it was when I was 23. Like, I could fucking be out till 5 a.m., in the city, and then have training at 10 and just kick ass and then go back to sleep. But yeah, I just know, even just your bones, your flexibility, I have to make sure it's optimal. So yeah, having regular checkups every week is like prehab. So rather than having to do rehab from injuring myself, I prevent that by doing prehab with those 3 different disciplines.
Do you have any tools at home?
I use the Theragun. Okay. Theragun's good. Yeah, it's good to flush the legs out, especially after hill sprints or before hill sprints. Fucking hell, those, they kill you. So Theragun, that gets all those lactic acid or whatever bullshit is in your legs, just flush them out completely. So I like to use that.
Can we just talk about hill sprints a little bit, what that adds to your game?
Oh, we have the street that we've been going to for over 10 years called Air Street in Auckland. And that hill has created so many champions because it's you can't beat that hill no matter what. No one's beaten that hill ever in the history of Air Street. So the thing is, it's a minute and a half running up it, and then you have, once the timer goes off, you have 3 minutes to get back down. Whatever time you have when you get back down, that's your rest. And it's all on you So you have to get back down before those 3 minutes. And yeah, each time, no one's ever gotten to the, I've gotten close to the top before in like in a minute and a half, but never like to the actual top, and that's it. And I have like 10 seconds left. No one's ever beaten that. Yeah, so it's a fucked up hill, man. It's just, it's a soul destroyer.
What kind of temperatures are you guys doing that in?
It depends. Sometimes winter, sometimes summer. But this time we did it in the summertime because that's where we're at right now. But yeah, it was the first round straight away. I just take my shirt off now. I'm just like, it's no point because I'm gonna take it off after this round. So just take it off now before I start. And then I get sweaty, and then because you just go up, your body temperature just rises, it just fires you up, and then you just, yeah, it's pushing yourself. It's not really about racing anyone. It's the hill sprints. It's more mental for me, like pushing yourself past that barrier. I know where I hit my first wall. So that there's an intersection, and I just hit that intersection. I know I've hit my first wall, so I can push myself more. And then there's the next intersection or like the next driveway, and I have to push myself. And it's just, yeah, it's a motherfucker, man.
What is it like to have those small victories where you're seeing that improvement every single time and getting better?
Use the right word. Small victories. They all add up. That's the right word to use. It's those little victories, because every time I do them and I get the small victories, it's like, yes, that's one in my back pocket. And that's me defeating myself. I beat myself, so I know I'm on. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Lastly, you talked about the shirt off. I love the tats. I've said it before, man. Do you have any others in your ideas sort of rambling around, or are you done?
No, I definitely do. But just thing is, I want to be able to train, so I don't want to have too much time off training, letting my tattoos heal, because I don't want to train with it and then, hurt it while it's healing, and you don't get the best. Yeah, you don't get the best quality. So yeah, after fighting, I'll definitely get some more. But right now, I think I'm covered enough. But if I get time, even while I'm out here on holiday, we'll see.
Do you know where it's gonna go, or?
No, I feel whatever. My tattoos somehow always reveal their meanings later on. Because what does that mean? What do you have Deadpool on your rib? What does that mean? I'm like, first of all, it looks dope as fuck. That's what it means. That's why I like that tattoo. It just looks cool. It's just art.
Yeah.
I paint myself up like a wall in the 80s,
It was a blast, dude. Always great chopping up with you.
Likewise.
I respect you. I love watching you rise, and can't wait to the next one, man.
Likewise. Thank you so much.